Hello, hello, hello. Uh, can you guys hear and see me? I think I just started the session. Awesome, perfect. Let me pull the chat out. Okay, perfect. Wow, we got 500 people in this session. Oh, that's insane. Um, I want to try something real quick. I'm going to drop in a poll. I'm just curious, how many of you are FC users or non-FC users? I'm going to publish a poll. Answer that poll real quick. This is going to help me understand how to go about the roadmap. So while that runs, let's talk about why we're here today. We only have about 27 minutes, so I'm going to run through this quick, but I'm here to talk about the vision for Financial Sense product roadmap. So it gives you an idea of like if you're a Financial Sense user or you're interested in Financial Sense, what can you expect over the next 12 months? One thing you're going to notice, I'm going to show you like a view of the roadmap, is you're going to see like we're getting back to deeper on workflow. Over the last year, we've been implementing a lot of new functionality like billing and stuff. But this year is all about workflow, 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 workflow. I mean, that's why we're here at WorkflowCon, right? We've doubled the size of our dev team. So we got more resources, but we're also going to intentionally focus on it more because that's what everyone uses in financial sense at the end of the day is workflow. So you're going to see a lot of big improvements. The roadmap I'm about to share with you is high level. There's a lot of other things that are going to be built out, but it gives you an idea of what's coming. So okay, it's about 60% of your customers and 42% are not. Wow. All right. So I'm going to close this poll and I'm going to share my screen. I'm also going to talk about one big new update, which is the month end close automation feature. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that because I just launched and it's pretty big and I think it's pretty much workflow. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. I'm going to share something with you guys. Can you see this? The product roadmap. I'm going to move it over here. So this is a high level glimpse of what to expect over the next year of Financial Sense. A lot of the big function. I love seeing all the thumbs up. I love seeing all the hearts. People are excited. And there's a lot of things that a lot of you have asked for. So let's do a quick run through. And then at the end, I'm going to save time to go over the big new month end close release. Feel free to drop in questions in the Q&A if you have them. Don't drop them in the chat because I won't be able to keep up. But drop them in the Q&A. So let's talk about some of the functionality. So again, a big focus is workflow. A lot of these kind of touch on workflow because in financial sense, we think workflow is the team and client workflow experience. Those kind of go hand in hand. It's really about automating your processes from end to end. So let's talk about workflow first. So here's some key highlights. A lot of big automation improvements, right? So if you're in financial sense, automations are powerful, right? It helps you save time. It reduces admin tasks. So we're going to be making a lot of improvements. For example, like if you use send an email to a client, you'll be able to skip the email automation if you don't want it to go for some edge case reason. Also, what's going to be really cool for the project creation and the email automation is it's when you close the project, instead of it just sending the email, it's going to slide out so you can preview the email, make any changes to it, and then send it. So you can change it if you need to, or tailor it for that edge case scenario, or skip it, like I talked about. Same thing with project creation. For project creation, it's going to display the project creation so you can add any last minute details or changes. But then there's going to be a lot of new automations. So think about generating an invoice when a project is completed, or triggering work to be created once a proposal is signed by a client, or trigger a form to be sent to the client once an organizer is completed. Once that form is completed, then the work to be created. So automating that whole like invoice proposal, invoice, client data collection, onboarding, and project work creation process from end to end. Also, the ability to trigger folder structures, right? We have a OneDrive and Google Drive integration coming as well. So, for example, when let's say a project is created or a client is added, it'll create the folder structure in Financial Sense automatically in your Google Drive and OneDrive folder system as well. So a lot of really cool stuff around automation. Another big one is the Kanban view. right? A lot of people like to list view, but especially on the tax side, you have some more high velocity work. You want to be able to move work through stages. So Kanban view is going to be a big one. A lot of improvements around notifications. So notifications get pretty busy in financial sense. So we're going to simplify that down and give you more visibility. And then quality of life improvements. So these are the little things, right? This is reducing clicks. This is just creating an overall easy to use, better user interface. So for example, when you scroll down on the project dashboard and you're viewing all your projects, you'll be able to quickly the header will be sticky, so you don't have to scroll back up to do an action. It's the little things, bulk editing tasks, right? Being able to collapse all or expand all sections and projects. Uh, uh, when you're creating a project, if a client isn't selected, a little warning, just a bunch of little things, right? That drive better data quality, that drive better user experience, that drive better team and client adoption. So those are some of the workflow updates. It looks like there's I'll get into the questions in a little bit. Let me try to work through a lot of these first. Okay, so now let's talk about month end close. This is a big one, right? This is actually, just so you guys know, it just went live today, the first version, which includes the transaction and file review. What's coming in the next few weeks is the reconciliation tracking, so you can identify you can see all the clients' accounts, you can see when they were last reconciled and how many transactions are still open. Transaction review is what just went live, and I'm going to actually show you that real quick. You also have the vendor and account review, so you can see all new and duplicate vendors and accounts that were created. You'll be able to request W-9s from vendors or clients through the secure portal, which is so you can get those in and help with the 1099 prep, and sync that all back to QBO. And then you also have quality control, so you can open up your QuickBooks financial statements and review them to see like if there's anything you need to check. So that final quality control check. So it's like, and all of this will happen inside of Financial Sense. It will be synced back to QBO. It's a two-way sync. So you'll be able to edit these transactions live in Financial Sense without ever leaving. You can ask clients questions about them. And then when you approved it, it syncs back to QBO and updates everything. So you never have to leave Financial Sense. It's a better experience for your team, and it's a better experience for your client. So why did we create this, right? So Financial Sense has always been more about like managing your work. But this month end close is a little different. It's workflow, but it's actually like workflow automation. It's actually like helping you do the actual work. And there's been a lot of really powerful tools that have come to market lately, like Zenit or Keeper, or now Double. But we have a lot of customers that use those tools. And there was a lot of frustration because they felt like it was creating a bad experience because their team was using two systems and their clients were using two portals. And like it didn't make a lot of sense for them to be separate because they want those automations and that reporting and the file review all to be tied into their checklist. It creates a better experience and it saves them money because now, so this allows you to replace those apps and just keep it all in one place and in a more integrated experience for your team and a more integrated experience for your clients. So that's why we actually decided to build it out. So let me show you, actually, I'm going to jump into it real quick. We just released it. I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like. So I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to run through this quick because they only gave me 30 minutes. I don't know why. Here we go. Perfect. All right. You're probably going to see like the big mirror screen. So let's first talk about the month end close transaction review, right? So if you are a Financial Sense user, if you go to a client's account, you'll now see a month end close tab. If you use recats, you can migrate your recats to month end close, and it's not an extra charge. It's actually recats is included in it. So this is what you'll see is coming soon. So all the coming soons are coming this year. They should actually, reconciliation should be this month, and I think the quality control will be this month. So in the next 2 weeks. Or actually, the 1099 request will be as well, because we want to get this out before the W-9 and 1099 season, so you can use it before the end of the year if you see value in that. But reconciliation, you'll be able to identify which accounts have been reconciled or not, so you know when you can start the month and close. So you'll basically be able to See the accounts that have been reconciled, view all the client accounts, last reconciliation dates, and unreconciled transaction counts, all from within Financial Sense. Here's the transaction review. So this is what's live today. So you'll be able to manage uncategorized transactions. You can view those uncategorized transactions as well as ask clients about them, update them live inside of Financial Sense and push it to QBO. Transactions without payees. So you'll be able to see all the transactions without payees, transactions without classes, transactions without locations, expenses and bills without attachments, inconsistent expenses, right? So flags expenses that don't align with typical patterns or past payments, and then large transactions. And then under here, you'll see this one's coming by the end of the month, newly added vendors, newly added accounts, duplicate vendors and customers. You can view all of them, merge them, and then ultimately request W-9s from vendors or clients. I'll show you how that works. And the other quality control, where you can open up the reports from within Financial Sense to review them before you close out the books. So what's really cool about this is you can see it on the client view. Let me show you what it looks like when you add it to a project, because the big benefit is now inside of Financial Sense, when you have a project, you'll be able to see, like I have this transaction review, it's inside my checklist. It's no longer not just in a separate app, but it's built into my workflows. And what's cool is I could take this and drag it into any of the other sections, right? It's part of the checklist. So now when my team is maybe doing the transaction review, they can click this to review the report. They'll be able to see all the large transactions highlighted. They can ask the clients about them. They can view it in QuickBooks Online. They can upload documents, and then they can make changes live here inside a Financial Sense to that transaction. And then when it's done, approve it and send it back to QuickBooks Online. And you can customize the amount for a large transaction. Here, you can view uncategorized transactions. So if you use recats already, this is like a big upgrade. There's a lot more you can do now. Again, editing the transaction, ask the client about, hey, what is this for? I'm trying to, like, what was this charged for? Once you get that from the client, you can approve it and send it to QBO. And then go through all of these, right? So let's say inconsistent expenses. You can see the expenses that were flagged, and you can open it up to see what the past cost of it was, to see how is it inconsistent. And then you, again, ask the client about it, push it, edit it, and push it to QBO. So you have it for all these reports built into Financial Sense. So that's what it looks like for transaction review. You're going to have the same thing for all the other reports that are coming. And now I want to show you the 1099 prep, because this is really cool, especially for the end of the year. When we get this out, you can use it this year as well. Here you can view all the vendors, and then you can decide, it's integrated with QBO, so you can pull from QBO whether you need a 1099 or not, and you can decide if you want to track the 1099 or not. If it has a 1099 already on file, you can view it, right? If you don't have one on file, you can easily request it from the vendor in themselves directly or the client, and then you can send that request. And then when they get that request, they're going to have an email that looks like this. They can upload the document, the 1099, or in V2, they'll be able to fill out a form themselves and then complete it. But if they upload it, come back to the system, and then you'll be able to see that 1099, you'll be able to, or the W-9, you'll be able to review it, make any changes, and then approve it and send it to QBO. So it's just managing that 1099, all the vendors. You can filter out by a certain spend threshold, request the W-9s, sync that back to QBO to file your 1099s. So all of this is part of that month-end close functionality. I'm going to come back. I just ran through that really quick because I want to get back to the roadmap. I'm going to stop my sharing. I'm going to go back to AirMeet, see if there was a lot of questions or stuff's in the chat. There's a lot. So I'm not going to be able to get to all these questions. So here's what I'm going to do. if you're a current customer and you're interested in this month end close, you want to add it to Financial Sense because you see a lot of value. It's live. You can go in Financial Sense. You can actually test it with one account for free. After that, it's per client charge. So it's like $5 per client you want to use month end close with. You get to choose how many clients. But if you want to learn more, you have more questions, you want a detailed walkthrough, I'm going to push a call to action. You can schedule some time with our team. So you can book sorry. Can y'all see that? I think I just did it. I'm getting used to this platform. Yes, you can see. Okay, so if you're interested in learning more, I know we don't have a lot of time here. Book a call with our team. I'm also doing a webinar next week. So if you go in the app, you can register for the webinar as well. But if you want some one-on-one time, learn more about it, how you can use it, get a good walkthrough, this will be a great way to do that. Okay, so let's go back to the roadmap. I wanted to spend some time on that big new update. Let's see, window. All right, so we talked about month-end close. Let's now talk about client experience, right? Because client experience is just as important as your team's experience. The better experience your client has, the happier they are, the longer they're going to stay, the more you're going to be able to sell them, the faster they're going to get you documents, and the faster your team's going to be able to get work done. So one big thing we feel like has been an issue is the Adobe integration. It doesn't work as well. Do the integration, it's just the APIs don't limit us. So we're gonna update. We're hoping to build out an embedded e-signature, not through like an integration where you have to go sign up, create an Adobe account, integrate it. You'll be able to do it all from within Financial Sense. So you don't have to create a separate e-signature account. You don't have to pay that ridiculous fee that they charge for KBAs. It's all going to be a part of Financial Sense, which will save you money, but also create a more seamless experience for you and the clients. AI. So there's a lot of cool things with AI communication that you can do right now. So for example, and just, yeah, y'all are seeing that. Okay. So for example, summarizing email and chat threads, drafting a response to an email, or rephrase a response or message. So just making it easier to communicate with clients. Let's just check this real quick. All right, perfect. Also, client resources page. So in the client portal, a page for all your clients' resources, links, or materials that they care about. That's important. Simplified client portal access. So one thing people love about our portal is the magic link. Clients don't have to create a username or password. But we're also going to offer options for clients to log in through their Gmail or Outlook, like you see on some apps, to make that even easier for certain use cases, especially when they're using it on their phone. Client CRM. So this is a big one. Custom field types. A lot of you have been asking for this. So inside of Financial Sense, we have custom fields or custom properties, and you can add information. Basically being able to have a structured field type. So a number or a drop down with selected items. So it drives consistency for your custom fields. And what that is going to do is give us the ability to give you better reporting. So you can report off those custom fields. You can filter by them. You can search by them. You can sort by them, and so much more. But also just giving you data consistency. This kind of plays into this one. Then this next one is forms and organizers. So on the tax side, the AR organizers, like intake, right? So let's say you have 200 tax clients. Being able to customize all 200 tax organizers based off past financial tax information in bulk, right? And then when you send it, it knows when a client uploads the document if it's the right document or not automatically. And then if they scan it, it can automatically give it the naming convention you want to better organize all those uploaded files scanned via their phones, saving you a lot of time so you don't have to rename them yourself. Makes it easier to create the work papers. And the other thing is just regular forms. Like for bookkeeping firms, when you're onboarding a client, you want to collect some information. Imagine a world where you send a proposal, client signs it, automatically triggers like an AI organizer or an onboarding form, collects that information. It then takes that information, automatically adds it to the client's profile in the custom fields inside of our CRM. And then when they complete it, you can then trigger a project to be created off that organizer. Automating that whole process and all those admin tasks in between to let your firm run more streamlined. So like all of these updates, like the CRM, the organizers, the automations, they all kind of play in, like build off each other to create a better overall experience for your firm and your clients. Time tracking, right? So a lot of big improvements in time tracking. Some of the two biggest ones is client-based budgeting and then time sheets. So now you can see the week at a view and then type in your time for every single day by project, making that easier instead of creating each individual entry. A lot of improvements on billing. So locking deliverables behind a paywall, project-based billing, the ability to bill expenses, late fees, which is in beta right now, client statements, which is actually also in beta right now. I'm running through these because there's so much to talk about. There's so much I could talk. Like I might just do another webinar separate from this one in the next week or two to talk through this and give us more time. Document management, right? So folder template structures. You create a client, you can apply a whole folder template structure, and then automations with that, right? So like client signs a proposal. I was talking about that whole automation flow earlier. Client signs a proposal, creates folder structure, sends form, all that automatically. Form completed, creates projects, right? Invoicing is also already generated. Like there's so much you can do there. And then it syncs back to like going to the integrations, right? Syncs back. We're releasing our Google Drive and OneDrive integration this month. It's been in beta testing. And basically what that's going to allow you to do, I have that here, hold on. In V1, is that when you create a client in our system, it creates that client folder in Google Drive and OneDrive. With the folder templates that are coming, it'll create that folder template structure in Google Drive and OneDrive. It will automatically back up all your files in Financial Sense to Google Drive and or OneDrive, maybe even SharePoint. We're testing that to see if that's possible. And it's going to be a two-way sync too. So you'll be able to view the Google Drive and OneDrive folders inside of Financial Sense. You don't have to leave Financial Sense to access all those documents. And then what's also great is that's going to give us print drive functionality too. So you'll be able to edit documents, like you'll be able to view the documents in Financial Sense on your desktop. And then you can print from your tax system to Financial Sense folders. So all of this is coming in the next, V1 won't have all that, but the goal is to have all that live for I believe, the end of the year. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But then a lot of integration. So there's also like the thought of Financial Sense. One of the big benefits is centralizing all your data, right? We can't do everything. So we want to integrate and pull a lot of the information in. So we released two big integrations recently, Ping and Abacor. And if you haven't used them, it's like a Otter or a Fireflies for Zoom, but built for accountants. It's trained on the accounting language and the lingo you guys use. So creates and outputs better meeting notes and actions for you because it understands accounting language. And we're integrating with those. So when you record a client's meeting, it automatically takes the meeting notes and that transcript and puts it in Financial Sense on the client's profile and timeline. So you can store all the meeting notes now automatically from Zoom calls inside of Financial Sense. And then also API endpoint updates. I just dropped a lot of knowledge. I sprinted through that. Let me see. But yeah, this is a quick overview, right? There's a lot of other stuff in between, but these are like the main highlights for the next 12 months. You'll see a lot of it's getting back to workflow. I'm coming to chat. I kind of just want to see what everyone's thinking. Okay, I see a lot of wows. Awesome, yay. Yeah, okay, everyone's pumped. This is great. I'm gonna try to do a speed run in these last 4 minutes for Q&A. Let's see, mobile app. So the standpoint we've taken on the mobile app is we can build an app. We do plan to build a mobile app at some point in the future, but it's basically rebuilding the entire platform inside a phone. And to do that would, again, potentially could spread us thin. And for now, we want to focus on building the best web application platform for your team. So it's more like, because that's where your team's going to live mostly. Now, we do have for the client side some potential, or exploring some potential solutions where they can add an app on their phone. It's not technically a mobile app, but there's some stuff we're exploring. So to make it easier for your clients to access the portal from their phone, like by clicking an app icon. Okay, I see a lot about Zero. Okay, so Zero integration, I don't have an ETA on that. It will happen at some point. I can't give an ETA, to be honest. Um, Financial statements. So right now with the quality control, how we're looking at it, it's going to link to the reports in QBO. So um, you won't be able to actually like create customized financial statements views inside of Financial Sense. It's just kind of linking to QBO for that. The reason we're doing that is because QBO does a really good job with the reporting, the customization, the live views, and to build all that out will take a lot of time. So for now, we're just going to piggyback on the quality control, which is making it easier for your team to access those reports in QBO, but then also mark them completed when done inside a Financial Sense. So it's making sure everything's getting done. Uh, these updates will not mean a higher price for users. All of this, other than the month end close, is included in like all the current plans and subscriptions. All these improvements. Month end close is a separate add-on functionality on a per client charge, $5 per client per month. And you can choose how many clients you want to turn that on for. You can test it out with one client for free, get a feel for it if you like it. I mean, what we're seeing is when the beta testing, it's saving a lot of people time and they feel like it's, well worth it. I mean, you go to like a Zenit or a Keeper, it's double, if not more, on price. For the following. Yes, we are going to be adding more reports to the transactions. There is a report. Yeah, there is a report already for expenses and bills without attachments. Tax inconsistency. I think that's on the list. This is just phase one. We will have tax software integrations with the print drive. Month end close is available for all subscription levels as an add-on. What we position is. Client experience on month end close. I would recommend that it's still in the bottom right now. You can see it. Learn more about month end close in the bottom right by booking a personalized one-on-one call. Book a call with their team. They can walk you through all of that. Okay, sorry, I didn't have a chance to get through all the questions. There's a lot of them, but I really appreciate all you guys joining me here today. I hope this was helpful. I might do another one of these. So be on a lookout for a webinar. Maybe give us a full hour to really go through a lot of these questions. But I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you some visibility in a lot of the big updates that are coming. And I hope you guys are enjoying WorkflowCon. Remember, keep engaging, win that prize, have some fun. The more you give, the more the speakers are going to get back to you. So take care, everyone. I think we're good. All right. Enjoy your next session.